Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
How's life and things?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, good, good. Okay, because I'm hearing your stream and you at the same time, so it's like
You should mute one
both.
of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am going to. So, yep,
Uh-huh.
yep, yep. Yep, yep. Life is going great. I failed
Nice.
in my 3 games in the last 2 weeks. That is totally
Phew.
my fault. I'm just gonna say it right off. That's my fault. I didn't manage my time well. So,
That's okay.
yep, my fault.
I ain't
So,
mad.
anyways, I'm hoping with the 2 games that you saw that I kind of did better on my opening Josekis as well as my base making
You did.
and not overextending. That was really what I was focusing on, and I learned from my past games that I kept dying because I could not make eyes. So the
Uh-huh.
last 2 games I've been trying to focus on making eyes. So yeah.
Nice. Well, I have a
Hmm.
lesson planned out for you.
Awesome. Let's do
Um,
it.
it's about making connections
Ooh.
and how to connect your stones. Let me.
Yes. Okay. I'm in.
Yes. Okay,
Yes,
you're in the
yes.
lesson with me? Awesome. Yep, I
Yes.
see you there. Perfect. Okay, so we
Hello.
have a bunch of groups here,
Okay, am I
and
white or am I black?
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
These are all black to connect.
Okay.
And so bunch of groups here, kind of the saying is keep your stones connected and your opponent's stones disconnected. It's a
Mm-hmm.
real fundamental. I've probably said it before. There was someone in our Go club who would say that probably 5 times per Go club or something to the DDKs over and
Mm-hmm.
over. So it seems like a big deal to me just because I heard it so much. But so what we have here is several groups, and Black's stones need to be connected. And we're just going to go through one at a time, and you are going to offer suggestions of how to connect those stones.
Cool.
Um,
Okay. Very hands-on. I like it. All right, cool.
yes. So let's start with the A group. What places would you consider connecting those stones?
For the black stones, I obviously D15 would be a nice one.
Uh-huh.
I would also say any tiger's mouth formation, so D14, E15,
Okay.
would be also a really, really nice one. Um, maybe, just maybe a knight's move away at E14 could potentially be
Oh,
another one, but
that
I'm not too sure. That
would
that one is a because you said knight's
that's
move is a surrounding move, not a connecting move. So
yeah, that's sus. I
yeah.
mean, it can be a connecting move, but with just two stones by themselves, it's pretty sus.
Okay.
Um, so another thing you can consider is the ladder. So these stones do affect each other on this board. So one of the moves you is that is strongly suggested is C14 here, just an extension out
C14.
because the
Okay.
ladder works for you.
Ah. Okay.
And then you have the follow up if white doesn't play of playing down.
Mm.
So
Okay.
those are all pretty
Interesting.
good answers. Let's take them off the board. I would say it's a strong no to the knight's move that you
Okay.
suggested.
Well, I
Um,
was I was just looking at shapes. Like I was like, oh well, that looks like a puppy dog shape
yep.
or a
So you're absolutely right. If
yeah.
the situation was different, that would be a nice
Okay.
connection. But
Okay.
since a stone can be ataried and laddered, it's
Mm.
not good in this situation.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, all great ideas. I think the strongest move might be this one. Um,
C14. Interesting. Okay.
but yeah, any of those you can also consider, and this isn't really a connection, but depending on the situation, you could double Hane here and try and take the corner. But that's not, we're talking about connections, not attacking. So um, on to the letter B group. What
Okay.
kinds of connections would you consider?
Ooh, this one's more complicated. Okay. Well, same move, so it would the same similar moves. So L16, definitely the direct connection would always be a nice move. The
Oh,
M16,
sorry.
the L15 as well, I would say would be a nice connecting move. Perhaps now that I know you're looking for extensions, maybe I honestly would probably do the L18, um, the L18
Uh,
move.
oh, straight down? Hmm.
Yes. Would
I
that not be a good
guess
one?
this ladder does work. It does.
It does, right?
The ladder does work,
Okay.
but
It's bit sus. Not don't do
it's
that. Okay.
it's a little sus just because it makes things more complicated than they need to be.
Okay. Okay. So let's
So
keep it simple.
so instead, I would probably just extend out.
Okay.
Um, so you can see that kind of shape, and then can't really be cut, and then you're also still blocking white from going under.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah, I like this. Solid connection is fine. Tiger's mouth is I think pretty ideal in this situation. It stops white from extending along the side. It makes the solid connection. So really, this
Mm-hmm.
is more ideal, just because white can't play this stone. I mean, they can, but they're going to be
Mm-hmm.
blocked right away, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And with the
Whereas
okay, keep going.
with the solid connection, if white plays there, it leaves Aji for later for the cut. So I would say Tiger's Mouth is pretty optimal here, but you're right. You can definitely consider other moves. Even like, any of those. Good, 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 good.
Hmm. Now, would a puppy dog shape would that be good at the M15 because we are one space away from the three group
Okay, so
area?
that's really fancy.
Uh-huh.
Um, the problem, the reason it's less optimal, it's an option, but the reason it's less optimal is because of White's L18 push.
Oh, okay. Okay. So if they play at L18, then I would have to respond with an extension at the M17.
And then they can push
And
again, and you still
okay.
can't Hane, and then they can push again.
Okay.
Um, so
Okay. I
that
didn't see
is
the L
why.
Okay, I didn't see the L18 move. I saw the L16 move that they could potentially cut me off. So I was thinking, okay, well, if I do the puppy dog's eye, I can at least net them before they do any severe threat. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
And
Mm-hmm.
you're absolutely right. It does that, but this one does both.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Cool, cool.
So what did we say? We said this one. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, N16. Interesting. Okay, Group C. What would you consider?
Group C. Well, I'm a double attached on the Q15, so extending. So I would fill out the
So straight up like
Yep.
that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Yep, that's a great move.
So the P15, I'm very hesitant to connect the Q14 right now. I know that is a potential move, but we can always cap it off. And
Yeah, it
so
seems passive, right?
yeah. So if I really want to be aggressive, I would do that. I would also probably do myself a double attachment on the P16 to what do you call
Oh,
it?
the double Hane there?
Yeah, the double
Hmm.
honey. Yeah. No?
That's risky. That's
Mm,
sus.
okay.
Just because you can be cut through in one move.
Ah,
So yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. So yeah, the P15 would be the my most ideal move.
Okay.
Obviously, I could do a tiger's mouth where I could play at the P14 or
Mm-hmm.
the R14. But uh, my first instinct is the P15 move.
Great. That's a great instinct.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the reason that's a great instinct is because there are two things that are going on in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
White extending this way, and then white
Mm-hmm.
extending out this way.
Mm-hmm.
And so um, the tiger's mouth will stop. We'll label these 1 and 2. How about the
Okay.
tiger's mouth will stop 1, but then white can come out at 2, and then your double hane will stop 2, but then there's all kinds of shenanigans at 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then just connecting solid, like you were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really block either one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's great to weed that one out. So
Mm-hmm.
fantastic instinct. So once we, oop, I didn't want that. Once we extend out here, let me put my 2 back on the board. So now we've somewhat blocked 2, and we've also blocked 1 in a nicer fashion. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, great. That's a great connection. Okay, letter D. How to connect the 2 triangle
Oh,
stones.
connect the two triangle stones, and there's a bamboo's joint in the middle. Okay. Let's
This one's a
see.
little harder.
Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. I would actually say the R7 move is very attractive right now for me.
R7. Let's see what
Yeah.
happens when we do that.
But then I cap off, and then oh, they're gonna cut me, aren't they? Yeah.
So we failed. We failed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Darn. Okay,
What
I
other
didn't.
moves are there to consider?
Okay. Well, that was the move. We could do a one space away because if they're gonna build that empty triangle, we can at least cap it ahead of time. So either
So,
the S7 or the S6 move. I was thinking.
all right, let's evaluate S6 first. Chat's
Okay.
giving your answers away too. That's come on, guys.
Oh, I'm not reading chat. I said I
Oh,
wasn't
okay,
gonna read
okay.
chat anymore, so I don't know what
Cool,
they're
cool.
saying in chat. Yeah.
So in this particular case, it's very, very similar. If you
Mm-hmm.
tried to wedge, yeah, it's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
So you did get S6. S6 is great. S6 is the correct one. This one can't be cut. Um,
Wait,
so we
is S6 or S7 the one that can't be cut? Which one? Because didn't we just play at
oh
S6?
S7.
Okay,
S7, sorry.
S7. Okay.
So we
Okay.
play here. If white tries to go this way,
Mm-hmm.
we can just draw back.
Mm-hmm.
And then if white tries to go the other way, we just connect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's why that is a great, great shape to remember.
Mm.
It's kind of the knight's move under on both sides. So yeah,
Yeah.
good, good, good.
Okay.
S7. Okay. Group E.
Group E. Ah, this is the pincer one. Ooh.
Yeah, with a one
Oh,
space jump in the middle.
with the one space jump. This is the one I go in the game so often. I see this so often in my games. Okay. Um All right. So my instinct is to go at J4. I know they're gonna Atari, but I can always extend back to one of the other stones. But if I want to connect both stones, however, that's a whole nother issue.
Yeah, you need to
Yeah.
connect the 2 circle stones.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be
So
fun.
you want a wedge, huh?
Yeah, I wanted to wedge for this one. Okay, so I need to connect the two stones. The wedge doesn't work because I'm going to get disconnected on one side, um, and potentially captured, and so that
Uh,
doesn't work. Okay, let me see.
yeah, we can just do this.
Mhm,
Disconnect you, potentially,
yeah. Okay,
or
let's
just
see.
take, and it's a ko. That
Yeah.
is not ideal. The ko is
Uh-uh.
not ideal.
Okay.
So this is good. You don't know how to handle this one.
J2.
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 J2 is the correct answer. Yep.
Yep.
So how does
And
this
the
work?
only
Do you know?
the J2, they're probably going to extend out on either way, but because I'm on the second line, they don't have enough room to go around me, so I can always connect on H2 and K2. If they
Okay.
get to H2, if they play on H2 to double Hane me, I can disconnect them. Um,
Okay. Then what
on the
happens?
H3, they'll probably Atari me, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
K2, right? Yeah.
Correct.
But then I go on K3.
No. Nope.
No.
No. K3, they'll just connect up.
Oh, darn, I wasn't thinking. Okay. Okay, so then I would have to, let's see here.
Now you can play the move you wanted to play, which is the
The
J4.
wedge. Okay. And then we killed their chance of escape. They can't build two eyes right there because we have influence on both sides.
Correct. So
And
what
then
happens
we're
when
able
they
to.
when they cut?
Well, if they cut, then I would assume that to threaten them with an Atari somehow.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And this is just like that one Joseki that we covered before?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Play down. They fill. We keep playing down.
Mm-hmm.
Or we connect on H4 to prevent the absolute cut
And if they try to ladder you, it's not a ladder in this situation, so
because we Atari one side. Got it. Okay.
yeah. And then potentially double Atari. Yep, yep, yep. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like this. And you don't even have to go after it right away, like black could, I mean, after the take, black could jump out, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the connect under is correct. Just make sure you don't Atari the wrong way. So that
Hold on. What happens if I did play that move? So can we go back really quick? So if I
uh
did play the extension of the base, so what move was that?
back to
Hmm.
where you jump instead.
Yep, yep, yep.
This one. Yeah.
The other one. Yeah. What if they played at the G2 move? Would that be a dangerous move for me to play at the N3? Because if they play the G2, then it looks like they can start extending out just a little bit more and then building a second eye somewhere? Or are they are
You're absolutely right. You're right.
okay.
So that would help them connect under potentially. So
Hmm.
yeah, instead of that, just taking,
Just move down to G2 just to prevent the
yeah,
second eye from
G2
forming,
right away
right?
is fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, yep, yep. Great. Good
I've been
catch.
playing, I've been studying, all right? Just because I don't play, I still study. So
Yeah, yeah,
all right,
really good
awesome.
catch. Well seen.
Thanks. Hmm.
Okay. Last group is group G. How to connect the two triangle stones. Oh wait, no, we have a group F as well. Let's
Oh, we
do
got
F
a group
first.
F. Ooh, so am I connecting the circle stones or
The
the
X's.
X? Okay, okay. Tiger's mouth. That's one of the
The
ways that
double
I've learned
tiger's
how to
mouth?
connect it. Yeah, so that's the
100%.
newer variation, right? With the I think you can't correct me if I'm wrong. Is I think AI kind of coined that move above the connecting on one group.
Oh, no, no, no. This has been around forever. In this
Okay.
shape? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in this position,
Okay. Okay.
the double tiger's mouth is king.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
so
the
my instinct, double tiger's mouth, but I know that we can connect one of the sides.
yeah.
So
So
at J12 or J or H11.
the only reason you wouldn't play this is if these peeps are really, really painful.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm.
You can also think about H11. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's a safe connection for the ladder. So yeah, if the peeps are painful and the ladder works for you, but
Mm-hmm.
if you want to just avoid complications,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So a lot of these situations, like you'll want to read out a ladder if black does connect. That's what
Okay, so
Girl was mentioning, but
so sorry for interrupting.
not this one. But
So when I'm reading the ladder, am I also taking into account the pieces you already have on the board, or are we just assuming that the board is completely blank, this is the only scenario, and then when we go all the way to the edge of the board, are we winning or losing?
oh, I'm actually we're considering the other stones on the board. So in this
Okay, okay.
particular case,
Okay.
I mean it's just over, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. I wasn't sure if we're also including all the other groups of stones.
We
Awesome.
we are actually in this one.
Okay. A1 is always the best. Yes.
All
Hang
right,
in there.
and last but not least, Group G, finally.
Uh-huh. All right, Group G. Well, to connect the two triangles, I mean E7 already. That directly connects them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's an
Um,
obvious one.
I would say any tiger's mouth would work as well.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
that's true.
in this situation, because I have no risk of an Atari or anything, then I would say a puppy's dog,
Yes.
F8.
That's actually the
Uh,
most optimal move in this particular situation with two walls.
okay.
And here's the reason.
Okay.
Um, it does a little more than one thing, maybe 1 1/4 things.
Okay.
It doesn't just connect, but it also gets you farther out into the middle.
Okay.
And in this particular case, it also connects your group to the other group in the center. So,
Mm.
yeah, you want to get just a little bit more, a little bit farther. So that's why this is optimal in the case where there are two walls.
Mm.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, great. So, the only one you didn't really have a grasp on was probably letter E, and then um, letter A, you had a good idea for most of them, but then additional things. And then you got to be careful about, right, letter B. So you want to make sure you want to look at the direction that your opponent's stones want to go. So your opponent, wants to go this way or cut through you. So you need
Mm-hmm.
moves that protect both of those things. And I think
Mm.
that's what you were missing in that particular case.
Mm. Okay.
I hope this helped. Was this helpful?
This was yes, much better. Yeah. I needed more hands-on, so this really does help
Perfect.
me. Thank you.
Awesome. And then oh yeah, letter D, that's just sick to Suji bra. You just got to learn this kind of shape. That the knight's move is it's that's the shape to do. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh
Awesome.
Perfect. I guess we can get on to the reviews.
Cool, cool.
Let me make sure oh, that's the wrong game. We're gonna start with the handicap game. Oh, this will be fun. We can go over handicap strategy. Okay, cool.
Yeah, this was my first handicap game ever. So I've never played a handicap game before. So
Oh.
I was half asleep. So always. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's see this.
Yeah, you messaged me this game at like 3 in the morning and I was like, dude,
That
what
like I said,
what are you doing?
I was actually wait. No, okay, so the story was I was waiting for another person to come into the go room,
Uh-huh.
because we scheduled a game at 10 p.m. Pacific time,
Oh, right, right.
and he fell asleep, and so
Oh no.
this guy was a part of the group, and he was just sitting around. And he says, "Well, if you're gonna keep waiting for him, you want to play a game with me?" And I was like, "Well, you're like 7 levels ahead of me. I don't think it will be a very uh, a very hard match for you." And he said, "Oh, no worries. Here, let's play a handicap. Have you played with a handicap before?" And I was like, "No." And I was like, "Okay, well, here you go." I
Cool.
was like, "Okay, cool." So yeah,
That's great.
yep, yep.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that to be a stronger Go player, you need to be good at both regular Go and handicap Go. I know other people disagree with that, and they
Mm,
like to whine about handicap games, but I think it's an important aspect of our game.
mm,
Because like
okay.
in chess, there are no handicaps, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the stronger players just always whoop the weaker players. But
Mm,
Go is kind of cool in the fact that weaker players can have a shot and still learn some things from the
okay.
stronger players.
Okay.
Uh, so yeah, we started out with 7 stones, so you have a huge lead. And
Mm-hmm.
this game ended really strangely. What happened at the end? Um,
So at the very end, I was actually falling asleep while I was playing. So I
oh
actually
no.
missed. I met. This is why I'm saying I was so tired. It was actually a long work day, and I just
Uh-huh.
decided to hop on Go, towards the evening. And so
Okay.
I messaged him. I didn't know the game was going to take an hour and a half,
Oof.
to play, and so I
Jeez.
thought it was going to be an hour. I had enough energy for an hour, and so towards the very end, I literally messaged him. I was like, "Hey, can we end the game? I'm just gonna pass. I feel like this is towards the end game where we're just gonna fill out neutral points anyways. So why don't we just end the game now? Because I can't stay awake anymore. So and so that's essentially what happened towards the very end of the game. So hmm
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, cool. Now I understand that situation. Because you were only
hmm
behind by like 3 points and the game ended and I was very confused. So
yeah, I was surprised that I was actually almost tied with him. I was very surprised, but anyways. hmm
okay, so they took a center point. This is kind of strange, but it's an okay strategy.
hmm
And you just straight up went crazy. Um,
I didn't know what to do. I was like, I
so
have 7 stones. Why not try something new? But okay,
so
yeah,
yeah, do your opening
yeah.
theory, take your enclosures. You have an
Okay.
extension over here, so enclose one or the other.
Mm.
And this is good enough, and it still puts pressure on white. So
Mm.
straight up move two. I'm like, what? What is this? What are you doing? Okay, but
Yeah.
that's all right. It's, it worked out for you. This was fine. I love the
Hmm.
kick in handicap games. It puts plenty of pressure. Since you have a high stone here, you might consider backing off low.
Backing off low. You
So
mean going to the third line, right? Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
So like we
Okay.
discussed, you want your stones to move along the edge between the third
Mm.
and fourth lines, like waves,
Mm.
and this would help you
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
But you're so far ahead, it's fine. Same over here. Same over here. I would probably back off low.
Hmm.
Uh oh.
Yeah.
It's okay to let white have things. Just,
Hmm.
take an enclosure. Because
Okay.
you're still gonna have way more than white. Don't attach if you don't have to.
Mm.
This is all fine though. You're building up outside influence. That's peculiar.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with sideways 3-3 invasion like that. I'm not used to that, so I was like, I don't know what to do here. I forgot the Joseki for that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it was supposed to be on the other side. So,
Yeah, this is fine for you.
hmm.
Uh, okay. So we Haned that way. It's okay. And then you killed some things. Great. Good job. And you connected. Fantastic. Made a base. Wonderful. Well, you remembered it over here.
Yeah, no, because I was like, oh, this doesn't look right, so let me try it on the other end. So,
Perfect. Yeah, you got it right. You nailed it.
yeah.
Nailed it. Okay, okay, okay. So we're gonna go back to our theme of connections and
Hmm.
keeping your stones connected and your opponent's stones disconnected. So um, disconnect your opponent here if you
Mm.
can.
Okay.
Yeah, Paragrill, you're right. It was the wrong blocking direction in the lower right. I agree. But he remembered
Oh,
the Joseki, and I'm satisfied. So
wait,
the reason,
which direction should I have went? That way?
so
Okay.
the reason is you have this stone over here,
Mm-hmm.
and when you build up this wall, it wants to extend this way already.
Mm-hmm.
So this is very good for black.
Okay. Yeah.
So if
Mm-hmm.
we play it out, look at this wall, and look, you're basically saying I'm getting all of this.
Mm. Okay.
Whereas in the actual game, you only got this.
Okay.
Mhm. I mean, it's still fine. You're still far ahead, but yeah, black can skip 7. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. So we connected. Yep, you're making a mess. So again, I know I harp on you about the empty triangle, but this is one of those instances where it might be okay to take. But you connecting is also appropriate here. I think you just connected. Yeah, that's fine. And connected again. I think this is good. But you have to be mindful of the 3 stones that you left behind.
Mm.
Oh, this one's a slight error. In this case, you connect to preserve Sente.
Okay.
Because if white plays away and we play down, they're gonna have to play inside again, or else they'll be double Atari one
Mm.
way or another. And then when we turn, it's Sente again. So we get a lot out of it.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. This is okay. This is not okay. Just Tane here. Threaten the double Atari and leave it at that.
Mm.
They'll probably connect, and then you have timing to play elsewhere.
Mm.
Instead of Q1, S3 can make a ko. But anyway, we got to it anyway. Great. Okay, we jumped out. And this. Oh, what did we do? Oh, no. No.
Yeah, it should have been extension the opposite direction or attachment, right? Double
Uh,
honey?
what's our follow-up here? They block. You gotta come out. You gotta come out.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't. I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought a bamboo's joint would save me. I guess not.
Well,
Anyways.
they did connect here, so you have one more chance. Yeah, the Hane was you gotta look if you can be cut or not, and in this case you can be. So
Hmm.
this was sad news bears. Yeah. Um, so what's our follow-up if we do this? So we kind of push out and maybe push out again, and then all of a sudden we have many, many ways to get out of here. And we're probably, it's still a fight, but we're probably okay.
Hmm.
And then White's group is questionable eventually.
Hmm.
So yeah. Be thinking of ways if you can be cut and ways to avoid it. Of course, of course. And this is one of the reasons I was like, we need to go over connections a little bit. We need to make sure he knows being connected is very important.
Hmm.
So I like the peeps. I like the cap. All of this is good. Um, lots of fighting spirit. I'm never gonna criticize that. Seriously, if you want to get good at fighting, you have to fight. I love that
Hmm.
connection. That's really good timing. Great job.
Which one?
This one.
Okay. Yeah.
Although
Hmm.
connection is great, this connection threatens to take two more stones.
Mm.
So right idea. Totally right idea to connect.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you made a bamboo, it's a very strong connection, so I totally get it. Peeping, is it soon? I think it's okay. Oh, hmm. Are we just after the two stones now, or what are we after?
Disconnection. Because my stone's an Atari on the. Oh wait, which one are we looking at? That one?
Yeah, I would go after this group up here.
Okay.
The two stones aren't as valuable, and you've already saved your three stones.
Mm.
But you ended up totally bamboozling your opponent here, which was amazing.
Yeah.
I was shocked. So that was amazing. Great job.
That was a great moment.
And that was a
That was
bamboozle.
that was
Yeah.
the bamboozle. He was so focused in the center.
Yeah.
So, hmm.
Great bamboozle. Good job. Let's see. What's the situation here? So, your square stones are in a lot of danger. They have maybe one eye. Um, these triangle stones are dead for all intents and purposes. So we need to figure out a way either to save or to expand. And I think some more DDK magic happened here, if I recall.
I'm not
In a little
sure.
while, not quite yet. Okay, you connected. That's great. So yeah, you hunted. You made this. And then... Oh, you played the outside. Uh, oh, never mind. Maybe there is no DDK magic here.
I
Oh,
don't
there
think
was
so.
though. Okay, okay. You missed something really important.
Which one?
If you
What did I?
Atari here
Uh-huh.
to make eye shape, oh, they might just drop down anyway. But if they take, then you can connect under
Huh.
and save your stones.
Oh.
So what I'm saying is they might still play this way and connect,
Mm-hmm.
but then no, they can't because then you can play here.
Mm. But then they can still take the co, right? Or not the co, the
They can take the
H14.
stone.
Yeah.
Yep. And then it's a ko. Then it's a ko.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll Atari here. You take the ko. They're an Atari. So it's a straight ko. So this is
Mhm.
a better result
Yeah.
than the game, um, to say the
I
least.
was so mad when I lost the triple bamboo.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Atariing on this side and then connecting under would still be a ko, actually. They can
Okay.
throw in and make it a ko. But it's a dangerous ko for white.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yep. So you Ataried. That is okay. Did we Atari again? No. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, right now at this point in the game, I'm just focusing on just maintaining territory. I think I estimated that I was really behind after that bamboos got taken.
Nope. You're
So,
only about 3 points behind,
oh, cool.
according to the AI.
Mm,
So this area is 10, 20, 30, about 35. And the left side is about 45, 70 points plus like 26 points in captures. So you actually have a lot of points.
mm,
But the center is becoming large.
mm-hmm.
AI said you were only behind by like 3 points at this point in the game. So
Wow.
yeah. It's just because you have so much territory on the sides.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way to live that group. So it's okay to just play away. So in a situation like this, I guess you were looking for the ko.
Mm-hmm.
Like when white
Well,
plays this, even if you connect, you're in Atari, right?
mm-hmm.
So just play elsewhere.
I was
It's
hope.
beyond help.
Okay.
It's beyond help. Just abandon. And I think that's where the game ended.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, and you have the H2 Tsuji as well. So you can take 2 more stones over there if you need to or want to. Yep, yep. So yeah, a lot of this was just uh the crux of this game came down to, I would say, not taking timing to play elsewhere and then not
Mm,
connecting your groups together.
okay.
Yep, yep. All in all, though, pretty good. I think if you had made it to endgame, you might have been surprised and won.
Hmm.
Maybe. But I
Maybe.
think that's yeah, I think that's possible. All right,
Oh,
so
thank
let's
you.
go to the
Thank you.
game that you definitely won.
This one was a fun one.
Yeah, I think
I
it's fun.
really enjoyed this one.
Let's go. So this was an even game. We are black again. You started out with a 3-4 and another 3-4. Great. Uh, 3-3 is okay.
Okay.
Consider approaching.
Okay.
It's my favorite move, but 3-3
Okay.
is okay.
I was practicing
uh,
Joseki. Okay. So
this is
I
great.
was
Yeah,
like,
you should. You absolutely should. And you got more out of this than you should have here, just because they played it wrong.
mm-hmm.
So great job. Um, they followed you around. Dewey Tanuki. We absolutely perfect. You got the move I wanted. Okay, so this you lose your head a little bit about.
Just a little. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, just make
Yeah.
a base.
Yeah.
Um, the base is just fine here.
Okay.
You can make a farther base. Not as good though. Just a 2 space base against the iron pillar is fine. Then you're gonna do something
Okay.
like this, and you're gonna take another big place on the board. It's fine.
Mm.
Yeah. Double approach is okay. Again, just make your base, please.
I eventually did it.
You
I
did.
eventually did it. Yeah.
I know you did.
There we go. I made that base.
You did. And you ran out, and this is good. Where did we go after that? Okay. So now that you made your base, your opponent potentially doesn't have a base, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So let's put some more pressure on white. I do like the idea of surrounding first, though. I like that. It's good. What you played is good. But you can also consider doing the other thing. Okay.
Hmm.
Cut. Just cut.
Hmm. I didn't see that move.
Uh, it doesn't do a lot, but it does enough.
Mm.
Instead of what you basically did is you force your opponent to connect with good shape.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's a really good connection shape, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we talked about today. So we don't want our opponents to have good shape.
Okay.
Um, so don't force them to.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. But I like the peep. I'm not sure about this follow up. I think I would follow up straight down instead to
Mm.
disconnect the one stone. But I mean, you took it and they ignored you. So this got interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of this is fine. Hmm. Yep. Fun. You threw in for giggles. I like it. And then we Tanuki'd? We did
Mm-hmm.
not. Oh, no, because that's forcing. Nice job.
Mm-hmm.
Then we Tanuki. Good job.
Yep.
Very well done. Hmm.
I played that move. So the reason why I played that move is because I was looking at the chain that was coming towards the center of the map. I know that was a very weak group, and if he kept extending down, 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 I wanted to catch him off guard. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like
So
that idea.
that was my reasoning. I did a knight's move away from my three stone group.
Mm-hmm.
That's straight horizontal. So I thought that was a safe enough move. I wasn't sure if that was the most optimal move, but I was like, you know what? It's pretty. I already have two eyes in the left-hand corner, so I was like, you know what? Let me try that. But then again,
Okay.
that was my thought process.
Yep. So let's talk about one of the another fundamental concept of Go is trying to put yourself in the place of your opponent
Mm-hmm.
and think to yourself, if I were white, what would I do to either run out or live?
Mm.
So let's do that exercise right now. If you were white right now, what would
Mm-hmm.
you do to run out or live?
I'm the square one, right?
Yep, for the square
Okay.
stones.
If I wanted to run out and live, my my best opponent's best move is off to my own. Yeah. To live, I guess I would make the corner base, right? But if
So
I
how
wanted
would you do
to
that?
uh take the 3-3, I think.
Oh,
C17.
you would play there?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm, no,
No?
you would you would play here.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, you want to surround the corner, right?
Uh-huh.
So surround the corner.
Okay. But then I would play at C15, the next move for
All right,
black, right?
let's play a black stone like black went crazy into
Okay.
Nuki.
Okay. Right.
So you would play where?
I would
C16?
C15,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then extend.
You want to push again?
Yeah, push again. I probably would have pushed again. Yeah. Cap. And then no, I can't cut, huh?
No, you can't
No,
cut.
that's second line.
You can
Oh,
try peeping, but white's alive.
okay.
You can white could even be a little more timid and just play something like this.
Hmm.
Yep. So one way to live is to just play somewhere in here.
Okay.
Is white alive? Yeah. I think white's alive.
Hmm. Okay.
So yep, 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 yep. Let's see. And then oh, we were doing this exercise. How would white run out?
Either at H13. I think that's H13. Yeah, H13, or just
Okay.
do a straight diagonal. Just keep going diagonal. So G12. Yeah.
Does white have any other forcing moves that might help?
Forcing moves. Let me see. I mean, maybe the 11 was it F11? Threaten the peep.
Yeah. F11
Yeah.
is a peep that does things.
Yeah.
So basically as you're focusing on trying to kill this white group, you got to be thinking, do white's moves help them live? Do they help them escape? And then what are ways that I can prevent those moves from happening if you really want to attack them?
Mm.
So now that we have the circles for white, let's use squares. And how does black prevent some of these?
Well, black can easily prevent it by playing on the G12 move, right? So if white tries to extend, you can easily block it.
Yep, we could absolutely play G12. Where else?
Um, well, extend upwards towards the top left-hand corner, so maybe a C15 or even a B16, I want to say. B16 move?
I would go with B16. That's a
Yeah.
nice slide in there. Yep.
Okay.
And you can even
Um,
consider, to cut you off at the pass just a little bit, you can even consider surrounding a little bit farther out here.
huh.
Just try to find a good shape that does it. Maybe just this jump here.
Okay.
Because if white's going to come this way anyway, you want to make
Uh-huh.
good shape while you slowly encircle them. And if they escape, it's okay.
Okay.
Because if you block their escape, they have a move to live. If you block
Mm,
their move to live, they have lots of moves to escape.
mm,
So be considering that. So this is a good point in the game to kind of do this exercise. What do I want? What does my opponent want? And how do I get what I want while taking away what my opponent wants?
mm,
So in this case, all of our potential is up here.
mm-hmm,
So we want a big box up here. We also want to make sure these stones are connected,
mm-hmm,
and then and our opponent wants to come out here, and they potentially want to live here.
mm,
So if we just take away their base, we're not really getting anything we want, right?
mm-hmm,
We want the top right, we want the connection on the left.
mm-hmm,
But if we surround from the outside and force them to live inside,
mm-hmm,
um, then we get the things we want.
mm,
So in this case, black wants a connection and they want to start surrounding. So we might consider a move like this
mm,
to try and connect these stones together and then not immediately, but potentially build from the top.
mm. Okay.
Or we might consider, like we talked about, just a jump out here to build a large framework on the right. And
Mm-hmm,
then once white gets worried about that, we might get another move to surround here. Make sense?
mm-hmm.
So that's kind of
Like
the game
what?
analysis
Yeah.
of what to do here. So your move kind of does that, right? Your move is
Mm-hmm,
surrounding from afar, and you're trying to connect your stones together. That's great. I think it's an absolutely good idea. It could just be optimized. So you had the right instinct, and I would say we could
okay.
probably optimize it a little bit.
Okay.
Cool, cool. Nice job.
Thank you.
Okay. Hane connects. Hane again. Perfect. Oh, that's a pass.
That's a pass. What happened?
You passed. This move is a pass.
Oh? Oh,
So
because he wouldn't have been able to cut it anyways. He would be trapped by the force stones, huh? Yeah.
yeah,
Ah.
it's okay. We all do it. Okay, there you go. You did the same thing again. Ooh, and they ignored you. Fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the pincer's fine. Block, good. Okay, it worked for you. Oh, okay.
DDK magic.
A little bit. So just cut. I mean, they ignored
Okay.
you. Just cut.
Okay.
You're trying to get more, and it might work.
I was being very greedy.
It's kind of working. Yeah, it worked. Okay, never mind. That's fine. DDK magic, yeah.
Yep.
And then So now we got to surround this group. Did we go in for the kill? Let's find out. Not yet.
Mm-mm.
Did they live that corner?
I think I took all corners.
Oh, excited to see this now. How did we kill it? Oh, nice double honey. I like that. Yeah, you take, they take, you do that. Oh, okay. Uh,
So I was just doing 3/3 invasions. That's why I did that move.
yeah, the double honey doesn't work too well here,
Okay.
but I do like it. I actually like the fighting spirit. And after this happens and they connect, you have this move right away. That's
Mm-hmm.
Sente.
Mm,
Um, they have to block.
mm,
And then if they, oh, and then they just die. Then they're dead. Yeah, they're dead this way.
mm.
Uh,
Can you
oops.
play it out for me? Those two moves.
Oh, yeah.
The Sente move. So he plays the
So,
H18, right?
yeah, white actually has to play here.
Mm. Then would I play a
Um,
J18 after that?
yeah, I think you can play here.
Okay.
You can't play J18 because they'll just take the stone and make two eyes.
Okay.
And then that's as far as we get. This is still Sente though.
Mm,
No, it's Gote if they connect. Well, no, you can give up the one stone. It's no big deal. Yeah.
mm,
So something like that. But if they play it wrong, then they're dead.
mm,
So if they block here, we can play here. And they can't make eyes very well. They might do some shenanigans in here though. It gets complicated.
mm.
We do one of these. Oh, this doesn't quite work. This is Ko. Black takes first. Aha. Right, right, right. Ah, I'm showing you complicated things. I promised I wouldn't do this. Oh no, they lived. Okay. They lived their dragon. That's kind of sad. So the 3/3 is good sometimes, but when there's a stone right next to it, it's a little questionable.
Okay.
Um, definitely if you want to invade there, I would suggest a prep move of some kind, even just playing straight down.
Mm.
Um, and then right, depending on how white blocks, then you can, do the things. Yeah,
G17,
you want to
J18.
disconnect
Okay.
first.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
F16. Okay.
Yep. Exactly. So there you do have some cutting points here,
Mm-hmm.
which are a little bit on the weak side, but it's good to disconnect the dragon
Mm.
from the other stones first. And actually, now that we consider it, you might just play straight up like this to start.
Mm.
No, it's not as forcing though. Yeah, I like this better. Anyway, hemming and hawing, I'm sure you get it, right? You understand what I'm saying, or
Yes.
cool. Um, this is fine. And yep, they took that forcing move. So we're pushing them around a little bit. That's good. The connection is good. This is okay. You have you're leaving some shape weaknesses behind, I think, in this area, but I think at your level this is fine. Like the
Mm-hmm.
peeps in here, etc. I don't think they really do anything. I think you're fine. It's good.
Thank you.
Yeah. And the game ends soon. Yep. Good.
And I think he gave me the game. Honestly, I think he was ahead at one point, and then he pretty much tossed in some free stones for me. So,
Is that what happened? I didn't see too many free stones.
well, you let me know. So as we get towards the end of the game.
Oh, okay. Okay, I
Yeah.
see what you mean. That's the end, right?
Yep, that's the end.
No, no, these stones, I mean, this is an equal trade because you played inside
Mm.
each time they played.
Mm-hmm.
So those aren't really free stones because you're
Oh,
taking
okay.
away a point of your own territory each time you respond.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool, cool.
Yeah, I think you played pretty well. There were just a couple like optimization type things and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, real good, real good. And then of course, picking directions early on, considering where your opponent's going to play and disconnecting
Mm-hmm.
them and connecting yourself. Those are all
Mm-hmm.
all the big things that I saw in your couple games today or this
Thank you.
week. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any questions for me? Anything you keep running into that you'd like to go over or um any I don't know, anything I know you're reviewing other people's games occasionally. Is there anything you see in there that you don't understand or want to know more about?
Oh my gosh, you're putting me on the spot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I'm just joking. I'm trying to think right here. So a lot of my games, I've been noticing, that as I'm watching other people's games, I've
hmm
been trying to pick up the habit on just taking it easy. Don't go in for the kill right away. I
Yes.
learned that from our match together, as well as our past lesson. So.
hmm
Uh, like you saw in this game, I tried to Tanuki out when I felt like I had the advantage in that area.
Yep.
But from your perspective, did I Tanuki out too soon, too late? And I know that for some of them I did go a little too late, but how does one know when to properly Tanuki out? Because when I see it, I think that I have the strong advantage. That's why I Tanuki out. But when you were going through it with me, you're like, oh, you should have Tanukied out like 3 moves earlier. So is
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
experience? That's probably going to come down to experience, but
It's a
is
little
there
bit
an
of
easier?
experience.
Okay.
Yeah, but there is an easier way to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is it urgent? Um, and then is it big?
Okay.
Is it urgent? Is it big?
Mm-hmm.
Is
Is it
really the way
urgent?
you can think about it.
Okay.
So if you are settled and alive,
Mm-hmm.
Tanuki.
Okay.
Um, if uh, the two stones you want to take are worth 4 points and there's 15 moves, 15 points
Mm-hmm.
somewhere else, Tanuki.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um, so right, does it end in Sente? What would happen if I Tanuki? What would my opponent gain? Exactly, exactly. So
Yeah.
you want to make sure that your group is safe, but once you're settled, especially in the opening of the game, once you're settled, you should be Tanuking as much as possible,
Okay.
as long as your stones are alive
Okay.
or have a good chance to be alive. And like Steven is saying, what would happen if I Tanuki? What would my opponent gain with Sente moves in the area? So that's kind of speaking to what we just talked about what does my opponent want? How would I
Mm-hmm.
play if I were my opponent? And then
Mm-hmm.
how do I get what I want while taking what they want away?
Mm.
Um, so yep, I would definitely start thinking if it's not urgent, I continue key.
Okay.
Like if I won't
Yeah.
die in the process.
Okay. Yeah, I've been working on that. I've been because I noticed that the within the last month and a half, while I was, doing reviews of my own games, and you also giving back feedback, noticing that my playstyle was very aggressive and in the mentality of I want to kill this group now. I'm going to do everything I can. But then because I did that, I lost control of the board. So I hope that that's what it's been shown in my game styles that in the last week, 2 weeks, even 3 weeks, I've been slowly going away from that hyper aggressive, still in the fighting spirit, but hyper aggressiveness, and more so hoping that my stones are becoming more efficient every time I play. Because that's also what I'm
Yeah.
noticing in the higher level games is that every stone that single digit Q, Dawn levels, pro games, every stone that they play for me, it looks so efficient. There's like three
Hmm.
actions for the stones that they place. It's like surrounding, it's pressure, it's influence, whatever it might be.
Yep.
And I in the middle of the game while I'm playing, I don't see that. I just like, okay, from lesson, I just remember Knight's move is for surrounding, one step away is for pressure, and Joseki. Like that's all
Hmm.
in my mind when I'm playing the game, but when I'm watching a game, it's a whole different thing. And I don't
Yep.
know if other people are also seeing that, or is it because the stress of the game is not there? I mean, how do I essentially what I'm trying to ask is how do I not panic so much in the middle of a game and really remember everything else?
Yeah. So let me start by saying I think you're doing a lot better by calming your cookies in the earlier game. Um, you're you've went from feral cat to almost domesticated cat, so we're good. We're good.
Thanks,
Um,
thanks.
so great job. I think you've definitely calmed down, especially in your opening. And again, I'm not trying to say you're not allowed to be aggressive. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
say let's get our footwork down first,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're just going to be able to do the things you want to do with that
Mm-hmm.
aggression. But you
Mm-hmm.
got to get the basics down first. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to discourage you from trying to fight and attack and kill, but I want you to measure it a little bit. Just
Okay.
plant your stance. So that's
Okay.
where we're getting, and I think you're doing a much better job than when we started. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's leaps and bounds, dude, from where you were.
It's your amazing teaching. Like honestly, I this is lessons that I needed.
Awesome.
I'm you know I thanks, Kilted Ninja. No, thanks. No, if you guys watch my beginning games that I played 3 years ago, I can't wait to do a commentary on those games because oh my gosh, I cannot believe how yeah. No, thank you, Daniel.
Yep. And
So,
so the second part of that is how do I stay calm in the middle of the game? And
yeah.
that's we talked about this during Broadcraft that that's the psychology part I address with a lot of my students.
Mm-hmm.
People get really anxious during games. And this comes down to I don't know if you practice any kind of meditation or any kind of spiritual practice or anything like that, or just measured breathing. It comes down to finding that place that you know that you're centered.
Mm,
Um, so however you get there, if you need to adjust your posture and sit up straight and put both feet on the floor and breathe
mm-hmm.
in and breathe out intentionally, take 5 breaths. You have plenty of time in the game. If you're feeling anxious, excited, distracted, sit up straight, plant your feet on the ground, and take, I don't know, maybe even 2, 3 breaths intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
Will take you back to that more centered space where you can more calmly analyze what's happening in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Especially if you like Go is exciting and I adrenalize when I play Go and I can feel it and like the fight or flight kicks in and um so you gotta find your practice and your way of getting to that centered space and then being able to reanalyze the game from
Mm-hmm.
there. And
Okay.
so you know, that's my basic answer is practice aside from being in Go, practice getting yourself to a centered space. Even when
Mm-hmm.
you're calm, doing that practice um, helps you. It helps you automatically fall into it later.
Mm.
Am I making sense? Does that sound like what you need, what you're asking, or
Yeah, it does, and I actually just bought a Tibetan singing bowl, so to help me with meditation. So
nice?
thank you. One
Start
last question. One last
start
question,
really.
but
Sorry,
mhm.
start really
No, no.
slow. I don't know if you've already started meditating or whatnot, but
Mm-hmm.
start at just 5 minutes and just
Mm-hmm.
count every single one of your breaths during that 5 minutes. That's all. That's a great beginner way to start meditating, is just to
Awesome.
sit still and count your breaths.
Awesome. Thanks. Really last question, and I know we're a little over time, but in this final phase of the game that we just went over,
Mhm.
as a Dawn level player, is there a way to break through White's defense, or that you can see, or
Uh,
is the territory completely set already?
in this particular game, this was really your last chance to attack white, right around here. Oh,
Really?
hold on. Let me get it so the people can see. Sorry about that.
Okay. No, no worries.
I was just looking at the dang it, looking at the wrong board when I did that.
Okay.
Here we are. There we go.
Okay.
A little. So this is the position we discussed a lot. This was really your last chance to break
Okay.
through white
Okay.
and to really do some severe damage. The rest is endgame, in my opinion.
Okay.
And then at this point in the game, yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that I
Yep.
wasn't missing anything. All right. Cool.
Yeah, there's no bamboozles or anything in the.
Awesome.
Cool. Well,
Awesome. Cool.
good luck. Homework's kind of the same as normal.
Okay, what
Focus on
is the
staying.
homework? Okay. Yeah.
It's a few minutes a day of Tsumego, like
Okay.
1 or 2 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever you can handle, and 3 games,
Okay.
and learn one Joseki that you don't know.
Okay. So I'm back on Sumego now, right? Because I know the
Yep.
last week or 2 weeks ago you told me no more Sumego, just focus on Joseki, focus on the opening. And so I'm okay to do Sumego again. I just want to be sure.
Can I do it now, boss? Sorry. That broke me. Um, yeah, yeah.
Thanks, boss.
I was more suggesting that because I knew that your time was constrained. So
Uh-huh.
if you spent 5 minutes a day on Joseki instead of Tsumego, that
Uh-huh.
would be okay with me. It
Okay.
wasn't like drop Tsumego, do only Joseki.
Okay.
No, it's good. I love it. Um,
Thanks,
yeah, for
boss.
sure. A couple
Okay.
minutes a day of Tsumego is good, and learn a Joseki
Okay.
in the next week.
Okay. All right. I'll learn a newer Joseki instead of the 3-3 evasions now. I still need to practice on that. I still screw it up. But okay. Awesome.
All right.
Oh, all right. Have a good
Good luck.
stream.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See you on Monday.
And see you on Monday. See you, chat. Thank you again.
All right, guys. That was IndieTin. Be sure to follow him on twitch.tv/IndieSn. We do stream some Minecraft together. And then he's just a really good guy and really passionate about everything he's into. So follow him. If you are interested in if you're a double digit Q and interested in lessons, my lessons are $10 an hour, $10 for a 1 hour lesson. And you can book me there at simplybook.me. And if you're not, that's fine too. If you're just here for the ride, that's cool. If you enjoy this content and want to support it, of course, your bits, your cheers, your donations, your subscriptions, all of that goes to support this stream and buy cool stuff and put on neat shows and stuff like that. And of course, you guys just being here is always the best part of my day. So don't even worry about it if it's not a thing you can do.